Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Chef Marie. Today I'll be doing another reading vlog for a 24-hour readathon. So technically this is a 40-hour readathon. It's over the weekend, but the goal is to read 24 hours. It's a really chill one. It's called like Escaping 24 Hours. And I just found it randomly on Twitter, I believe, the other day. And then I was like, I just have to actually do this readathon because it reminds me of like 24 and 48, but I don't think they've been doing it recently, or they've just been really busy. So I was like super happy to see this one. It's super chill. The goal is to read 24 hours within a 48-hour time span. My goal is really just to read as much as I can. So I'm super excited to get right into the books that I plan to read. I actually haven't picked out the books I plan to read yet. I only have one book that I'm like, for one series I'm hoping to get through. But before I jump right into the books, if you are new to this channel and if you'd like to see more content of me, please just subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really does help out my channel. But anyways, let's just jump right into the books I plan to read for this readathon. So my kind of goal right now is to kind of tackle as much physical books as I possibly can. So I've been doing that recently, and it's been like a really great method for me. It's just to like number my shelves and just use a random generator and pick a book. I realized that this allows me to just like expand what I would normally not pick up. These are books that obviously I purchased, but at the same time, like, these are books I purchased like a really long time ago. It's been like a few years for some of them that I don't really remember what the books are about, or my reading taste might have changed, etc. So it kind of allows me to kind of like, you know, explore different books essentially. So I believe I have 31 shelves total. So I'm gonna go on my phone over here and just do a random generator, and that is shelf 29. If you can see it, 29 right there. So I am gonna go to that shelf in a different room. So I'm gonna go there and pick a book. And the next number I'm gonna pick is between 1 to 30, just because I feel like the chance of me stacking more than 30 books on a shelf is pretty slim, but there are some shelves I do have a lot of books of. So I'm going to do 1 to 30 and pick my second number here, and that is book number 6. Anyways, I'll go and look for my new book, my first book to read. Okay, so I'm back with the first book that I'll be reading, and that is going to be The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. All I know is that it says over here, 6 clones of one elite boarding school and countless dead secrets. This came out like 2 years ago at this point. I really don't think I've heard too much about this book, but it seemed really interesting when I picked it up back during like Book Expo or BookCon like 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago actually at this point, because this is an ARC copy. But the other book that I'll be reading, the other book that I had planned prior to me picking a random book off my shelves, is Demon Slayer. I've been trying to just dive more into that series. I think I've read like up to volume 5, so I set to read volume 6 and, you know, all the other volumes, and this would just help kind of like, I plan to read this book in between the other books because it's a good like palate cleanser, I suppose, and they're fast reads as well, so that will definitely help improve like my reading, just like the number of pages, the number of books, etc. So that definitely helps, it like motivates me for sure. So that's all to say for the beginning, like intro of this vlog. I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. If you guys do give me a thumbs up. Like I said, it really does help my channel, and then I'll get to reading. Pretty excited for it, to be honest. I'm like, I've been dying, like I've been waiting all week for this readathon to start, because I just been like, just want to sit down and I just want to read, and like I just been in the mood, and I've been so busy with work recently that I just haven't really had a chance to. So this weekend is going to be the weekend. Like I really hope to read a lot, hopefully. Okay, good morning everyone. It is now Saturday morning. I think it's like 7:30, 8 in the morning right now. I just woke up obviously, and I'm like freaking exhausted. I didn't really read a ton last night of this book, but I did get to page 70 actually, so I'm doing like decently well. It's actually like really sci-fi. I didn't realize that. I mean, it's about clones. Like, I don't know why I didn't expect that, but this book is like super advanced in technology. There is like, basically as of right now, it's norm to have like self-driving cars. There's also like nanobots. There's like a lot of technology. Technology is really advanced in this book right now. There's also these like they're kind of like personal assistants, but they're kind of like, they're called plums essentially, and it's kind of like a phone, but very technically advanced. And that like Plum, which is like the phone, I believe also like talks to you. It's like your personal assistant in a way, and it gives you like your schedule, if you have any issues, like it's voice activated, all that stuff. It's just very advanced in this book, and it's kind of interesting to see that. But the thing right now is that I'm actually heading to the gym in a bit, and I thought I would be able to find this book on audio and just like try to listen to it while I'm at the gym, and while I'm driving and everything. But for some reason there's no audio version of it. Like, I checked my library, I even checked Audible, no audiobook. So that being said, I'm going to pick another book and start that as my audiobook, because I do like to have one anyways. I do tend to listen to a lot of my reading, so I'm going to do that now. And then yeah, so hopefully I will be able to read more of this book when I get back from the gym and all my errands that I'm running. But as of right now, I'm gonna go pick an audiobook in the same time. All right, so as always, I have my phone here, 1-231, and that is 29. Is it 29 again? Really? I am like shocked, because I feel like this is the first. Oh wait, was it 29 last time? No, it was 29 last time too. Anyways, generate again between 1 to 30. 17. So I'm gonna come back after I go to bookshelf 29 and get book number 17. Okay, so the book that I decided to go with, or the book that is on this shelf, is Dry by Neil Shusterman. Question right now is, does this book have an audiobook version? So I'm gonna check my phone right now, check my library, all that stuff, and see if there is one. Honestly, I'm like really surprised when there isn't an audiobook, because I feel like I just assume that like all books have an audiobook version these days, unless it's like a really old book or something like that, in which case like probably not. But I just assumed like most books, if it came out in the past like few years, they all have it. So okay, perfect. So it does have audiobook version at my library, so I'm going to borrow it. And yeah, I'm going to be listening to this during my gym time, when I'm driving, running errands, or whenever I feel like listening to a book versus reading a book. But it is always good to have an audiobook version just in case. So now I'm going to be reading this one. All I know is that this is going to be like a drought. It says it's a book of survival, and it's written with his son, I believe. And it's when California drought escalates to catastrophic proportions. So I'm intrigued. I feel like now that I am living in California, this definitely hits a lot closer to home, because drought is definitely a thing here. It's very dry here. It's literally a desert, and there's always like some sort of like water shortage, even though like people don't really like talk much about it. But I can definitely like see that sometimes. And people do mention it once in a while. But yeah, this book definitely hits a little closer to home now that I'm living in California. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna read this book, and I will get back to you once I, you know, read some more, do some errands, etc., and just read a lot during today. Okay, so I have been reading. Okay, honestly, I've been reading so well today. I'm currently reading this book over here. I'm already page 301. I'm almost done. I actually was hoping to finish this before I head out in a bit to go to the movies and run some errands. So unfortunately I was not able to finish it, but I got really close, so I hope to finish it by end of the day for sure. But I am loving this book. Okay, maybe not loving this book. There's some few components in here that I'm like not super thrilled about, but like it's super action packed. It's very fast paced. There's so much going on. It's basically about this girl, her name is Emma, who ends up going to this boarding school where like after her best friend had passed away, he committed suicide like past summer, and so the school right now just seems super like strange to her, just because, you know, like her best friend's no longer there. She's navigating the school life without him. They've been together for so long, etc. And to top it off, there are now these clones who have entered the school. There's 6 of them, and they are clones of 6 students who happen to go to this academy at the same time, and one of them happens to be her best friend, or her best friend's clone. And so she's taken aback, obviously, because she's like, he's dead, but suddenly, you know, there is someone who looks just like him who has now appeared in her life. So she's navigating through all of this right now. On top of that, there's a lot of plot lines going on, like some behind the scenes situation about like, why are these clones here? What are the chances that these clones all happen to be students at the same time to this academy? Like, that seems like a really odd chance. Like, of all the people in the world, they all happen to be students from the same exact academy. So there's a lot of like questions about that. There's definitely a lot of like mystery going on. She's trying to figure out like who's behind everything. There's also a lot of debate about like pro-clones and anti-clones in terms of human rights, and basically determining what kind of rights they have as clones versus someone of like natural birth, I suppose. So this part is just actually really intense. I like the discussions going on. There's romance in here. There's a lot of sci-fi to this book, but I'm really enjoying it. It's, like I said, it's very fast-paced. I'm definitely invested, so I hope to finish this by tonight for sure. On the other hand, I did pick up Dry earlier today as an audiobook while I was at the gym and everything, and now I'm over 2 hours into it. I'm listening to like a 1.5 times speed. So I've been listening to a lot, and I'm really enjoying this book. I'm basically 20% of the way through. Basically, this one is about, it's also kind of like dystopian-ish, like, in a way. It's basically what happens if California runs out of water and people are trying to survive. People are trying to leave the state, go to other places. Some people are staying, obviously, and trying to figure out what they can do for their water source, and there is some sort of like fight for survival, etc. So I want to say there's like dystopian-ish in that way. Like I said earlier, it definitely hits close to home. So it's definitely interesting to see like what the characters are going through, how they're surviving right now, trying to like figure out ways for them to survive, mistakes that they're making, but like, you know, obviously they're learning from them to survive, etc. It's just a lot going on for this book for sure. But yeah, I'm enjoying this book as well. So yeah, overall, like, I'm definitely intrigued by this book for sure. I hope to finish it sometime soon. I'm actually going to the movies right now. I have to leave in like a few minutes, so while I'm driving there, everything, I will be reading this book or listening to this book, and hopefully I get through more of it. But my goal for sure for tonight is to finish these 2 books, and that would be freaking fantastic if I do. Once I finish these 2 books, I plan to pick up Demon Slayer, at least for like a few volumes. My original plan was to read Demon Slayer every single time I finish a book, but I feel like at this point, I might actually finish them at about the same time, in which case I'm going to just binge on Demon Slayer for like a few volumes, I think, and then yeah, just see what happens from there, and then start tomorrow off with brand new books, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Oh my god, I'm super excited because I just managed to finish reading my first book, and that is The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. This is book 1 in the series. I know there's a book 2. I don't know if it's a duology or a trilogy or anything like that, but I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series, not because I didn't like it, because I actually really enjoyed this book. I'm giving this book 4 stars. It's just the fact that I feel like the way how the book ended, I can kind of already see the projection of what the sequel and how the series will end, that I'm not like super invested, I suppose, with continuing. Also because I have just a lot of other books I want to read, so that's also like one of the factors into my decision. But that being said, though, I actually really enjoy this book. There was a plot twist at the end I did not expect whatsoever, and I would say the last like 20-30 pages is kind of like confusing in a way, because so much was happening and a lot of it was very like sci-fi and like technologically like advanced everything, that I was just like, wow, like what's going on here? And like, I'm not gonna go into it because, you know, let's just say that it's very all about technology. So there were some parts in here at the end that was like kind of confusing. I had to reread it a few times, etc. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. There's a romance in here that felt believable, but also not, just because of the circumstances. If you read this book, or if you have read this book, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I wasn't like completely on board with the romance though. But other than that though, I really enjoyed the book. I think it was like super fast paced. I like the action, I like the plot, I like all the mysteries and finding out like what was going on and just discovering, because there were so many layers that are being uncovered, and as she was just trying to uncover them all and trying to find out like what was truly happening and discover like secrets of the past, etc. Like, I found that to be super fascinating. So yeah, overall I enjoyed this book. Definitely 4-star read. I'm super excited. I don't think I have finished or start it and finish a book within like 24 hours in a very long time, because right now it's not even 10 o'clock and I started around like 9:30 yesterday, so it's basically just 24 hours and I basically started and finished during that time period. So I'm super excited about that. I don't think I've done that in forever. So that being said, I'm going to sit down and read Demon Slayer now. I think I want to read at least one volume and then just go from there. Since my last update, I haven't read any of this book yet, but I probably will read a little bit of this as well when I'm like getting ready, just listening, like getting ready for bed, etc., just listening to an audiobook, whatever. So I will probably listen to this a little bit more. So yeah, that's my update for now. Finished this book, I'm really excited, and now I am on to my third-ish book technically. Good morning guys, it is now day 2 of the readathon, aka I have about 12-13 hours left. It's like 8:30 right now, and I started around 9:30 on Friday. So yeah, but I want to update you guys in terms of what I read. So last night I did end up reading some Demon Slayer. I read volumes 6 and 7, so that means I have finished 3 books, and then this morning I woke up and read volume 8. So that means I have read 4 books for this readathon so far, which I am loving. It's just kind of crazy to me right now that Demon Slayer, so the anime is only 1 season that's out, and that was essentially the first 6 volumes, because once I got to volume 7, that's when they got on the train, and that's where the movie part comes in. And now I am about to read volume 9, or like that's my next volume. I don't know if I'm going to read that today or not, probably, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But my point is that the movie portion, like the train portion, lasted maybe like 2 volumes, not even actually. It's like a volume and a half, and then it's like, you know, other stuff now. So I don't know, I just feel like it's so crazy that the anime is so long, so many episodes, but in reality, like the actual volumes in the manga is like very little. And if I remember correctly, there's like 40 something volumes, or maybe there's like 20 something, I don't remember, but there's like a lot more volumes, and there's only and I've only read such a small portion. And like basically what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a lot more anime seasons in the future if they actually continue to adapt the entire thing, which I'm super excited for. But anyways, I'm going to move on and pick my next physical book. So let's just go through my random number generator. Number 7. Okay, so that's my shelves over there. Oh, that's actually a really short shelf, so I might just do 1 to 20 for the actual book. Book 11. Okay, let me go and pick my book. Okay, so since this is actually a presentable shelf, I'm just going to show you. So this is my 7th shelf over here. Sometimes you might see this in my videos, but anyways, book number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, nice. This is a short book. So this will be the book that I'll be reading, The Blue Witch by Elaine Adams. This is also the first book in the series, and I know this is middle grade, so I'm excited for it. And there seems to be about dragons in here. Let's see. So far, Abigail's goal is to become a great witch. Is off to a bad start because she's failing the spells because her witch magic has not come in, and her nemesis is making her life miserable. Interesting. Well, we'll see how this one goes, guys. I mean, I've had this book for a few years now, so I'm excited to finally dive into this one. Yes, okay, so I have actually read a lot of books since then, and by a lot I mean like 2 books. I finished 2 books that I was planning to read, and I still have like an hour or so left to the readathon, so I'm going to continue reading and see how many more mangas I finish. But I did manage to finish The Blue Witch by Elaine. So this is actually a really cute middle grade novel. It was short, it was sweet. It's basically about this girl whose dream is to become a great witch, and she ends up going to the academy alongside a bunch of other witches. And the thing is, she noticed that first of all her magic was not really there, so she was struggling in the beginning to gain her magic abilities, and then suddenly when she did get her magic abilities, she realized that something about hers was different compared to everyone else's. And so there's a lot of like mysteries being solved. It was like a cute adventure story. She also ended up accidentally sending off these like her nemesis and her cronies to the other world or something like that, and so there's a bunch of adventures there. It was just a really cute book, guys. I really enjoyed it. It was really sweet, and I do have the sequel somewhere, I want to say, so whenever I have a chance I do want to continue with it because it's actually really cute, and it's like a really short read, guys. It's actually, honestly, I was super lucky to pick this for my like random book, for my like last book essentially for this readathon, because it was short and I managed to finish it really quickly. Overall, I give this book like 4 stars. It was just a really cute book. The next book that I finished is Dry by Neil Schusterman. I actually just finished it on my ride back from the grocery store, and it was good. Like, this book I gave 5 stars, 100%. It was a really solid read. It just felt so relatable. I felt so like everything was so vivid, and there were just so many things about this book that I just felt like it is so possible. Alright guys, so I'm finally here wrapping up the vlog. For the past 24 hours or 48 hours, I read a total of 8 books. So I just kind of go over the books that I read for this time period. The first one that I finished is The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. This one I gave 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. I also finished Dry by Neil Schusterman and Gerald Schusterman. This one I gave 5 stars. Just a really good solid read. I also finished The Blue Witch by Elaine Adams. This one I gave 4 stars. It's a really cute middle grade book. Then I also finished reading Demon Slayers of volume 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for a total of 8 books. I think this is one of my best readathon experiences for the past 2 times. Like, last time I did something like this, I read 7 books. This time I read 8, and last time I remember like I didn't start and finish any single book. I had just finished books that I already started, so I feel like I read less during that time period. This time around, everything I read was books that I started and finished during this time period, so I'm like super thrilled about that. Overall, this was a great experience. I had so much fun reading and just like relaxing and just sitting down and devoting my time to reading instead of doing other stuff like watching shows or whatever. So anyways, that's it for this video. I definitely want to do more of these in the future. I think I'm gonna try to do something different next time. Not really sure, but I feel like these readathons help me so much. So anyways, that's it for this video. As always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you'd like to see more content of me, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. As always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!